I need help because for 2 years I've been paying for uh, nationwide calling, hotspot, uh, the whole business,
Okay.
and I haven't gotten that kind of service. As a matter of fact, I have a business associate who's in Chippewa Falls. This falls within the continental United States. My phone account is supposed to be wired up so that I can call anywhere within the continental United States. So, how come I couldn't call Chippewa Falls or Las Vegas, Nevada, or other parts east, west, north, and south? I don't know.
That's weird.
I should. Yeah, that's right. I shouldn't be. And now I just spent this month the better part of $400 for a Samsung J2 phone, an
Yeah.
LTE SIM card, and everything that's supposed to hook me to the web continuously. So I want to know how come I'm getting cut off of the line, and every few minutes. Now I'm going to tell you what I want. I want to
Okay.
sue you, and in order for and I can do this myself. I have the training to do it.
Okay.
So I need to have your attorney's telephone number, address, and his name.
Okay.
Now, I've written 2 letters to your corporate offices. I haven't received a response. That process started about 4 months ago.
Oh. Okay.
So, as long as IWIRELESS isn't going to contact me back, I think I need to know who your attorney is.
Okay.
You got that information for me, dear?
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I'm fairly new.
Okay, okay. Now you know something. Now you know. Okay, why don't you connect me with somebody? Why don't you connect me with somebody who's not so new?
Well, I apologize. They called the CEO's line, and so I automatically picked that up. I apologize. Why don't I put you on hold for just a moment? I'll see what I can do, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Well, yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay, great. Thanks. Hold on just a moment, please. holding. I'm sorry about the wait.
Yes.
I'm going to transfer you over to Monty. He oversees our operations department.
Just a minute. Is Monty an attorney?
He is not.
What does he
But
do?
I will tell you, he can.
What does he
He knows
do?
our network, and
What
he
is-
might be able to assist
What does he
with
do?
some of your issues.
Look, I don't want some of my issues dealt with.
Of course.
I have been cheated out of service for the better part of 2 years. I have been paying the better part of $100 a month, and I'm not even getting coast-to-coast long distance. I should not be thrown off the web because the federales are remoting into your computer and kicking me off the line. Just last week they did that, and I called up one of your customer service representatives and I told him what was happening. And I said, you call your service department and you have them correct the situation now. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And I was immediately back online. Now, I didn't do anything to the federal government except use their own documents to detail how they allowed a felon to rape a Social Security beneficiary from the time that she was an infant until now. And because I did a very good investigative job, and I also represented this beneficiary in 1996, and I have never lost a case with a Social Security administrative law judge or with any social service agency or any hearing in court, whether civil or criminal.
Okay.
And
No, it makes perfect sense. I understand what you're saying.
well, what I'm saying is,
What I'd like to
is does Monty have the power to either reimburse me my money or to hook me up so that for the next 2 years I'm going to receive uninterrupted service without paying any more money, because I want my money back one way or another. I am called up by one of your supervisors and told that although I spent more than 2 hours on a bus getting to the single location in my section of Iowa where I could get a telephone with LTE capabilities and a SIM card, I was told that now I have to make that trip over again because for some reason the person at the kiosk didn't know how to hook me up. My time, you see, I'm not really an attorney. I just play one in real life. I'm a musician. I get $500 an hour for working in studios.
Okay.
So, you know, that trip on the bus is going to be worth $1,000 to this old man for his couple of hours. Are you people willing to fork over that money?
Well, I know I'm not the one to assist you with that.
Well, I don't think I'll need an assistance. I think what I need is a judgment from a court, from a jury. And I'm perfectly capable of getting that because I can prove what's been happening. I've kept records. I have also recorded these phone calls. Now, this is the first time I've been able to talk to your corporate offices. And now I'm told, well, our attorneys don't work here. This is what I've been being told, though, by your Tier 1 representatives for many, many months. You know, I don't want to sue people I'm doing business with. Suing people is a drag. It's very stressful. But you know, I can do this all on my own time. You will be paying for it. Even if I get kicked out of court, which I don't think will happen, you guys are still going to pay the better part of $5,000 getting rid of me. But this isn't a nuisance lawsuit. I have damages. I can prove that in 2006, when my daughter was trying to reach me and had journeyed across 2 states to come and see me, when she got into the area and called my telephone number, she was told that I wasn't in the state by IWIRELESS, that I traveled out of the coverage area. You know, I think a jury's going to not look very kindly on that kind of crap. I used to have a recording studio business where I recorded people, and they would call me on their way to my studio, and they were told that I wasn't in the coverage area now. You know, that cost me some money. It ruined my reputation, and it destroyed my recording business. How do you think a jury will look at that? So why don't you connect me with the flunky you intend to connect me with now, so maybe I can get the information from him so I can directly contact your shysters.
Okay, one moment, please.
Hello.
Hello, it's Monty.
Hello, Monty. Um, Perhaps the person who contacted you on your staff filled you in on what's going on.
Yeah, a little bit. I got notes here from her.
I'd like to know how I can make a trip which took me 2 hours to cross a state line, because I was in Illinois at the time, just on the other side of the state line, doing work with my website, which is why I need to have connection to the web. Now, I also spent a number of months dealing with the Freedom of Information Act people. And I am under the impression, because they only wanted to leave me with an impression, that there was a subpoena issued to your company, and whereas the federal government, who has an issue with me because I'm a journalist, and I used government documents legally obtained, and I proved that a felon was allowed to obtain a child through human traffic by using government documents, and she was willfully neglected by the Department of Human Services, Social Security, and the Justice Department, and has had her life ruined because of rape. The government doesn't even know where this person came from. Now, because of what I did, I was wrongfully incarcerated in a federal prison for 2 years. And before that incarceration, I purchased a ZTE air card from IWIRELESS. I never had a lick of trouble staying online. But now, IWIRELESS is letting the government remote into your computer, and they kick me offline every few minutes. They also undertook a process of harassment, which included them sending 2 text messages to me, which were only a few seconds apart, every few minutes, usually just after your customer service department closes down and I can't reach anybody, and I would be offline until 9 o'clock in the morning the next day. This isn't what I've been paying for. As a matter of fact, I'm not even getting coast-to-coast long-distance service. I'm paying for that too, but I'm not getting it. So I decided, and I have written your corporate office 2 letters, have not received an answer. I need to have the location, telephone number, and name of your attorney, because I'm going to sue you unless we can come to some kind of agreement today.
Well, okay. What are you suing us for, I guess?
Well,
What's your issue?
I'm supposed to get 30 days of talk, text, web, unlimited phone call, hotspot, but I don't get it. I haven't gotten that for 2 years. So I'm going to ask for all that money back. I'm also going to ask for punitive damages.
Yeah.
Now,
So you
I think that my time writing 2 letters that weren't answered is worth, let's say $50,000, just for that. Now, perhaps we can make some kind of a arrangement where I'm going to get, and this is a good faith thing, because, you know, I still want the rest of the money. But since I have received such shabby service during the last 20 days, I want those 20 days back now. And I don't want to pay for them because I already have. And I should not have been called by a supervisor to be told that after I spent the better part of 2 hours traveling to the one location that you have in eastern Iowa that's close enough to reach on a bus. After I went there and purchased a Samsung J2 telephone and a LTE SIM card, that somehow I'm not in the system now. And, you know, I believe that because there are services that my phone is supposed to offer me. And those services include GPS, the ability for somebody to find my phone if somebody steals it. But I don't have GPS apparently. And when my phone or someone else is asking for the location of my computer, they can't find it. You know, it took me nearly 2 years to find out that my real phone carrier is T-Mobile. Apparently T-Mobile's not very proud of IWIRELESS company there, who is a subsidiary of T-Mobile.
No, I mean, yeah, no, that's not correct, actually.
What's not correct? You are on T-Mobile's towers.
Outside of Iowa, yeah. In Iowa, we own everything.
Well, in Iowa, if you own everything, I would think that you would be able to cover Davenport, Iowa, with a signal that offers high speed. You know, I'm told I have a Geek Squad subscription. I've had several speed tests done since I purchased this new phone, and they're telling me that what you call high-speed internet really is not. Like something like 50 megabytes per second. That's not high speed.
What was the number you threw out?
I didn't throw it out.
No, what number did you say?
This is what
You
you're.
said 15, or
This
what'd you
is.
say?
I
15
said
or
50.
50. You don't think that's high speed?
Well, apparently, there are people who don't consider it high speed for fourth generation service.
Yeah, no, that's fairly competitive speeds. If you said 15,
Well, if it was if you were offering me, you know, sometimes when I was using my Air card without the LTE, my speed was 0.6 kilobytes per second.
Yeah. Without LTE, right? I mean, there's.
You know, that's not even enough to get you into a website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on where you were.
Well, I was in Davenport, Iowa.
Yeah, so you live in Davenport, okay.
Well, I travel around. I have a laptop.
Yeah.
I have a hotspot. I'm supposed to be able to hook up wherever I am. Now, I believe Western Illinois, Eastern Iowa, and especially in metropolitan areas, I should get excellent coverage. Yet I am told in Davenport by the iWireless outlet that I usually deal with, which is on 4th Street and Marquette in Davenport, that they know that your service is abysmal in Davenport, Iowa. And it is. I mean, I can't even make a phone call in Davenport, Iowa. And we're not even talking about the net. But you know, if I've got a hotspot and an alleged high-speed connection, and I'm getting unlimited data, I don't expect to take a little nap and then wake up and find out that I'm no longer online. And I suspect I'm no longer online because you're letting the feds cut me off.
Oh, no, that's not happening.
Well, look, I'm under the impression, because I've got affidavits from experts, that that's exactly what the feds can do. That
Well,
they have remoted into your computer. They have a subpoena. And you know, look, they can get any kind of subpoena they want. They're the federal government. I don't like it being told by your supervisor, Sue Cleaner, well, we're not going to go up against the federal government. I've been a customer for over 10 years.
Who was that, Sue?
Sue Klinger.
Yeah.
Now,
Said what?
the least you could do is to have your attorneys write a letter to the judges in the federal building located in Davenport and tell them that whereas, look, I'm not doing anything illegal, I'm just a journalist.
Yeah.
The least your legal staff can do is to write a letter saying, look, well, you may have the power to subpoena Mr. Sobrov's phone records, and you may have the desire to see who he's talking to, and maybe you can even listen into his phone calls. You can't cut him off the web. You can't deny him service. Nor can you trigger our computers to send him two texts every few seconds, which tell him he's got a phone message waiting for him, which he doesn't have. You know, while this was happening, I had my ZTE Air card. I would have to take that thing apart, take my phone apart, put the SIM card back in it so I could call your phone company to check on my messages, and then I find out I have no new message whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's harassment. You were helping those people harass me.
And those people being the government?
I would imagine.
Okay.
They're the ones who have the subpoena.
Do they? Okay. I'm not aware of any subpoenas. So
Well, you know, I've been kind of made aware of it. But I've also been more than made aware of the fact that I'm not on the web when I need to be on the web. And so far, since I bought this phone, this weekend alone, last weekend, I had to I had to reset my telephone to factory conditions 5 times to get back on the web.
Yeah, that's not how that should work. I agree with you.
Well, you know, no, this shouldn't be working this way at all. In 2006, in 2006, I had a recording studio, and people are calling me for last-minute directions on their way through another state to get to my studio to record, and they're being told by iWireless that I've left the area. Do you know what that did to my recording business and my reputation? As a matter of fact, my daughter made a journey in 2006 across the state to see me. And she was told, after she thought, I was home waiting for her, but she's told I've gone out of the coverage area. Your service sucks. It just always has. After you ruined my business, your service happens to be about the cheapest there is, and this is what I can afford. But still in all, you're offering the service, you're offering it for the given price, but you're not providing it. So we're going to have to work something out here, because I don't intend to take a 2-hour bus ride from East Moline to your nearest outlet that has LTE capable SIM cards and a phone equipped to do hotspot. As a matter of fact, just to give you an example of the service that was provided at that kiosk, on the day I was told that, well, if you go to this location on West Kimberly Road, and this kiosk is located in a store, a Hy-Vee store.
Yep.
You can purchase the phone, the SIM card, they'll set you all up. Well, I gave a friend of mine $20 to haul my butt there, because I didn't want to spend 2 hours on a bus. And I get to this place, and I'm the first in line, but this person had to deal with somebody else who had a phone from another company. She, in order to prove to this guy that he had to buy a phone from IWIRELESS to use your SIM card, she took her SIM card out of her IWIRELESS phone and put it in his, and then could not get the SIM card out of his phone. I sat there for the better part of an hour until my friend had to leave, because, got things to do. I was expecting to just pick up the phone. I had to go back the next day. I spent 2 hours on a bus, city bus. That's what it took. And the person there gave me a phone and a SIM card, and it worked for a few days until the federal government became aware that I was online. And now I am told that my SIM card isn't connecting with the SIM system or registering. I am also told when I want to give my phone location to Google or some other entity on the web, that they can't find me. So my GPS doesn't even work. That's on you. So we're going to have to work something out. The first thing that I think we should work out is I need the address, telephone number, and name of your shyster.
What's a shyster?
Oh, that's an attorney.
Oh, okay. You say you sent 2 letters to IWIRELESS? Where did you address them to? Where do they go?
I sent them to your corporate offices in Urbandale. Isn't that where you are?
Yeah. I'm just curious if they came here. I don't.
Oh, well, look, I have no doubt that they're in the round file.
In the what?
The round file.
Oh, you mean the garbage? No,
That's what I mean.
No, that would.
Now, it takes time to write a letter.
Hmm?
Okay, now,
So
whereas I am not an attorney.
Right.
I do record in studios. I'm a musician. I get $500 an hour. So let's just say that writing that letter took me 2 hours.
Yep.
Because, I didn't want to be crude. I didn't want to be abrupt. I wanted to state what I had to say in a professional manner. Well, now that I'm on the phone and I'm being screwed for 20 days worth of service, which I didn't get, I don't really feel like being professional, Monty.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I need to have your shyster's phone number. I need to have your shyster's name. I need to have your shyster's address.
Yeah. Why don't you? Look.
No,
I'm not.
I will no longer deal with your corporate offices.
Okay.
If this is going to go to court,
Well,
I will have to
Sir,
deal. I will have to
Sir.
deal with your attorney.
Yeah. Hey, sir, you're gonna have to let me. I'm trying to help you, so you're gonna have to let me.
Okay, if you really want to help me, then this
So
is
our
what you.
attorney
you-
attorney is a corporate employee. The letter would come here to our corporate.
No. Your attorney has an office. I was just told by someone in your offices that your attorney's office is not located in your corporate offices. Now, I've received 3 different stories on this. So, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I need your attorney's name.
It's Torrance Lewis, and you send that to IWIRELESS. They have a corporate office here, and he'll get the letter. That's where
Okay, but
it's for corporate office.
yeah,
okay?
I'm also sure that Mr. Lewis has a office, his own office.
Yeah, you're going to send it to the corporate offices where
He's got. Look, I don't need anybody from your corporate office looking at a letter that's addressed to somebody else.
Yeah, well, that's the only way Torrance is going to get the letter. You can send it to me or Torrance, and it'll be taken care of. I will assure you that. I'm not. We will take a look at it. We're going to review your account.
I am so sure. I am so sure.
And
Torrance
Yes,
Lewis, and he has a license in Iowa.
yes, he does.
LEWIS,
Correct.
and his corporate offices are located in Urbandale,
Yes.
and his private office is located in Urbandale. Because you can tell me anything you want, I know how to find an attorney's address. Because I'm going to be, if I have to, I'll send it to his home.
Well, that'd be silly, but
No, it wouldn't be silly.
send it to the
You have already deep sixed 2 letters that I've written.
No, I don't know. I'd have to.
I know
I
because it's been over 4 months, and I didn't receive an answer to either of those letters.
And I'm gonna review your account and verify if there's any letters anywhere and stuff like that for you.
Well,
So
look,
I'll take a look
yeah,
and
but
see
the
what
thing
the
is,
history
I don't expect you to do that. I mean, I paid good money, and I expected iWireless to keep me connected to the web, and I paid good money,
Right.
cash
So
money.
that's what.
I paid
And I need to look
cash.
at your trouble tickets
I
to see what's
paid.
going on because
There have been
some-
so many trouble tickets filed.
I know, and I need to look and see what's going on with them because here's the deal. The federal government's not involved. They're not blocking you. They're not doing any of that. I don't know what your whole story about some little girl in Illinois was. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I can tell you right now that the government, through iWireless, if they got some other way they're chasing you, that's fantastic. But they're not doing it per anything outside of a legal subpoena or anything like that. And then usually they just, by the way, those subpoenas, they usually just ask for records. They don't actually do traps and catches and monitoring on those things.
Well,
It's usually just
actually,
call detail is usually what comes out of those
since
subpoenas, okay?
the
They don't knock
Patriot
you-
Act,
they
since
don't
the
knock you
Patriot
offline,
Act,
they don't do any of that kind of
since
stuff. But there is network things that can knock you offline, and that's the stuff I want to look at to try and get you to be a satisfied customer.
well, I want to be a satisfied customer.
Yeah, I want you to.
And the thing is that I spent the better part of $400 this month
Yeah.
to be connected to the web.
Okay.
Now I want my 20 days in total back.
Okay. I mean, so you got a J2, it sounds like. And then you've also got an air card, is that correct?
Well, I would still have the air card, but it was stolen by my former landlord. Now, I am going to have to insist that we do something good faith here, because I've done all of this in good faith. I've been paying you even though I haven't been getting service, even though I haven't been connected with the web, even though I have a business associate who's located in Chippewa Falls. I have some other business associates who are located in other areas of the country. I have an account which is supposed to get me unlimited nationwide calling. And so when I'm told that I can't call Chippewa Falls, I gotta take issue with that, because Chippewa Falls does fall within the continental confines of the country.
Yeah. What
And
happened when you called it?
Huh?
What happens when you're calling that?
When I
Or?
called it 3 or 4 times, I was told that my contract doesn't allow the phone call. But my contract is for unlimited nationwide.
So the contract, Chippewa Falls, what, Wisconsin?
Yes, cheese country, America.
Yeah. No, I just want to verify. So, who's telling you? What, you get a recording or somebody?
Yeah,
telling you?
iWireless recording.
Oh, okay. They just give you a number or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that business contact was totally messed up by iWireless.
Okay.
I do these things to get money. How am I supposed to pay you people if you keep ruining my business contacts?
Right.
How am I supposed to do that? I can't do that. I've got crews who are looking at the public corruption which is being committed by local law enforcement in the area where I am. I have to stay connected to them. I have to be able to get their texts. And I'm of the opinion that a text is a pretty instantaneous thing for most people. Well, it shouldn't take my texts 4 or 5 days to reach me. And a couple of months ago, I received a text from people who wanted me to play a weekend gig with them. And that gig was going to be for several $100. But I didn't get it. And it was sent to me on a Thursday. And this should be on the trouble ticket that I filed over the issue. It was sent to me on a Thursday, yet I didn't receive it until the following Tuesday, which is too late to play on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
So that cost me a little bit of money. So this is what we can do, Monty. I just received a text this morning about how my service is going to come to an end on, in 10 days, which is really 9 days, right? You say 10 days, but you only get 9 days after your 10-day buzzer.
You're on the monthly bill?
Well, it all depends on how long you consider a month is.
I mean, you go in and buy. Are you buying the refill cards, or are you on a postpaid plan?
I have prepaid.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's beside the point, Monty.
No, I was just curious.
Now, this is what I'm going to kind of demand. This is what's going to keep me from going to court this month.
Okay.
You're going to give me back my 20 days for every day that I was denied service, which is just about every day. I should not have to reset my phone. People call me up, and I want to save their numbers, but if I have to reset my phone to factory specs to get back on the web because your service department won't do it for me, At least
Okay,
not on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
no, that phone shouldn't work like that. So,
Well, this
but
phone
you said
should.
you've taken
You
it.
know what?
You've taken that into the phone shop, or where have you gone? The phone shop's the one on 4th and Marquette, right? I think.
No, they don't have LTE phones and
At that place?
SIM cards. No,
Oh.
I gotta travel out. I gotta travel out all the way to the northwest end of Davenport. And right now, I'm doing things with my website which demand that. We're surveilling the pigs in East Moline, who are tremendously corrupt, as are the pigs in Davenport. And we're videotaping them, and I have to be here.
Okay.
So, and my car was stolen while I was in federal prison. It was stolen by my best friend.
Wow.
Now, this accounts for grand theft auto, okay? And the local pigs won't even help me get my stolen automobile back. Now, I would hate to have to do any more journalism on iWireless than I have to do, Monty.
Okay.
And I realize you're not going to give me your last name, Monty. But
No, it's Hagge. It's Hagge.
oh, can I have your last name?
I said it's Hagge.
And how do you spell that?
H-A-G-G-E.
H A
A-G-G-E.
G G
Vice
E.
President of Operations at IWIRELESS.
Okay, and you're okay. And is
Yeah,
that Is that Montgomery?
No, it's Monty.
Okay,
So-
and you're Vice President of Operations.
Yeah, so if you want to send a letter here to me, that I get Torrance, or you want to address it to Torrance, that's fine. So, but I do want to look at, what's your last name?
Soboroff, Soboroff.
Okay. And your first name?
Jeffrey.
Okay. Sobroff, okay. And then that
Now-
number, that 563-579-0553, that's
Well,
your wireless
you
number?
know what? I'm making a video of this call,
You're making-
and I really didn't like you broadcasting. I'm going to put this. I suppose I can edit that. I have a video editor, but I'm going to tell you what, Monty. If we don't come to some kind of an arrangement so that I get all my 20 days back that I haven't got this month, I'm going to put this video on YouTube along with other videos I've made of my talking to people who have absolutely been lying to me, and they're in your tier 1 department.
Okay.
Now, I don't like to be hosed. I don't like that. I don't like it when somebody tells me something that isn't true, and I certainly don't like paying for a service that I'm not getting. So I want to get.
Totally understand.
I want to get that service. Now,
Yep.
I don't know how it is that the SIM card, which apparently was properly prepared by the person in your kiosk, she set my phone up. I was all ready to go. I was all registered when I was in the West End of Davenport. But right now, I'm being told that for some reason, my SIM card's not making any kind of impression on your system. I think you guys can solve that. This phone is obviously working. My SIM card obviously works, or I wouldn't be able to be talking to you.
Correct.
So I don't know why I'm being told that I have to make a trip all the way across the cities, and with my transportation the way it is.
I know. They probably want to get you in the store and take a look at everything. So,
Well, you know what? The person in the store have any technical ability? No. The person in the store is a clerk. I saw one clerk damage another person's phone by inserting an iWireless SIM card into a phone that wasn't meant to hold it.
Yeah.
And that, she couldn't get. I had to leave before that phone. She couldn't get that SIM card out of that phone. Now, that was really quite a performance, and that also cost me $20. I'd like my $20 back. I mean, I paid for the ride, and I had to leave before I got anything done. And then I had to spend a couple hours on a bus getting back there the next day so I could actually pick up the phone, which the person who was operating the kiosk that day had no idea was at the kiosk. She just tells me and my friend, well, we don't have that here. Well, they had it there. You know, maybe you should try to hire people who know what the hell's going on in their department and where they're working. Maybe you need to hire people who have an idea of how to check their inventory. I mean, that took me the better part of 4 hours to conduct over 2 days. 4 hours of my time when I'm playing guitar in a studio is worth $2,000. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Oh yeah, I definitely see where you're
Good. Now look, I am 65 years old. For several years I dodged bullets because I'm making videotapes of people who are selling dope in the street. But I'm really getting too old for all this crap. And you know what? I'm also too old because I come from a era where a popular expression was that the customer is always right. And I don't know how you people feel about that now, but I do know that I'm right. If I have to take this into court, I will get a considerable amount of money, both in reimbursement for my 2 years of harassment at the hands of IWIRELESS and or the federal government by having to, I mean, do you know what it's like? You know what it's like when you're an old guy and you don't know if somebody's trying to get you on the phone because of an emergency they're having, and you get a text that makes it so that you have to go offline, you have to take your air card apart, you have to take your phone card apart, you have to reassemble everything, you have to call your phone company. That takes 5 or 7 minutes out of your time. But you know, when you have to wake up in the middle of the night several dozen times to find out, well, I got this text alert, and I got a text, and I'm supposed to call up and get my phone message, and there's no phone message. Do you know what a pain in the ass that is at 5 o'clock in the morning? So I'm looking at some serious punitive damages here.
Okay, so the issue is I can't help you with the federal government. That's something outside of my realm. You're going to have to sue them separately.
Wait a minute.
But your
I don't expect you to help me with it. I expect your attorney to cheerfully and without charge to me write a letter to Judge Shields, or to Stephanie M. Rose, whose office is located.
We're not going to be writing letters.
No, I'm sorry. Look, I've been a loyal customer. These people are remoting in to your computer.
Are they? Okay.
Just like the Geek Squad remotes into mine to remove viruses or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Now, and you know that the federal government has that ability to hack. They've got experts who do that. They've got a whole infrastructure that does that. And they've been doing it to me for 2 years.
Right.
Now, I think that I've been a loyal enough customer.
Yeah.
So that your legal staff can write them a letter and ask them to cease and desist harassing me by using your system.
Thank you. So if you summarize that in detail in that letter, that'd be helpful, I think. So if it comes to Torrance, that'd be great.
Well, I shouldn't have to write Torrance a letter. I think you can contact him.
Well, you said you wanted to.
Well, I want to write him a letter if I have to sue you. Do I have to sue you?
Right.
Good.
So I'm gonna work
so
on
what
it.
I would like. So what I would
I'm gonna
like.
Look at your I'm gonna look at your text.
Good. You look at. I want. Oh, by the way, last
that
September. Now I'm told by Sue Klinger and various other supervisors, our technical staff never talks to anyone except us. However, on one night in September between 6:30 and 7:30 in the evening, I received a phone call from somebody who identified himself as one of your technical crew.
Okay.
So I talked to him about the situation. He agreed with me about everything. He said that just shouldn't be happening. He also told me that the speeds I was getting with my air card were, the air card should have had a better speed than a 0.6 kilobytes per second.
Right.
And this is what I'm getting. This is what I got for nearly 2 years. But my air card worked perfectly before the federal government incarcerated me in 2012.
Okay. Oh. So it worked fine until they incarcerated.
That's right. And then afterwards, it worked, but I had no speed. I was often cut off of the web. As a matter of fact, they hacked into my computer the same way they're hacking into yours. And in the air card, there's the information of the number that that the air card and computer calls to get into your system. They actually erased that off the air card. But I found out what that information was. So not only did I reinstall it into the air card, but I also put it in my computer. And at that point in time, it became really hard for the feds to kick me out of the system that way. And that is when they started to just hack into your remote computer and turn off my account.
Yeah.
Now I know that they did that because a couple of weeks ago I was kicked off the web. I was kicked off during the day. I called up someone from customer service and I said, you're going to call service right now. You're going to get somebody to drop whatever they're doing. They're going to get into that computer and they're going to reinstate my account. And in about 3 minutes, I was back on the web. I did not have to make an adjustment to my computer.
Okay.
So, I think you guys can help me out. I know that it sounds improbable, but that is what's happening.
Yeah.
I have been assured by people who know how these systems work that this is what the feds are doing to me, and they're using your system to do it. I would only ask that your attorneys notify them that they shouldn't be doing this. There isn't anything which concerns the subpoena which enables the government to legally be able to cut me off the web. There is no court order that says I can't be on the web. I've never committed internet fraud. I used government documents and told the truth. Well, I was being wrongfully prosecuted before I was put in prison for 2 years because of journalism. Clifford Crunk asked 2 judges to destroy my website. They refused. They refused because everything that I wrote on my website and on other websites concerning these issues with a person being raped all of her life was material which I was able to glean from the Justice Department and Social Security documents. So I was telling the truth. So nobody was going to destroy my website. But they tried. I've worked on that website since 2001. If iWireless allows their system to be used to cut, and I would have a cable in my house, but the feds are telling people who have Mediacom and other types of services like this that I am broadcasting from my computer copyrighted material that I don't own the copyright to. Now that's not true either. But it's prevented me from actually getting a line to my computer, which is a little bit harder to hack.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm paying you guys the better part of $100 a month, so that I can be on the line.
Right.
And I doubt that it would be any different with any other phone company. The feds can do whatever they want to do. We both know this, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when Ms. Klinger says, well, we're not going to go up against the feds. I don't expect you to go up against the feds, but I would appreciate your attorneys writing a letter to the court. I'm not doing anything illegal. I've never done anything illegal, okay?
Okay.
And if the federales don't like it, that all I did was reproduce and publish government documents which show that a person who's been raped, who was obtained by human traffic. The Justice Department and the Department of Census don't even know how Ruth Butler got a hold of this child. They don't know. And because the child was black, they never even wanted to find out. And the only reason why Wanda Butler's life was ruined, the only reason why why the government allowed these people to start renting her out as a masturbatory wash rag at the age of 5. I couldn't have said that unless I had those documents. This is what the government did. The only reason they did it is because she's black. It's a very racist country. I spent almost, and before I was in federal prison, I was in state prison because of journalism. Because of journalism. I'm an Orthodox Jew. Constitutionally, they're supposed to let me practice my faith and eat kosher food. They refused to feed me kosher food while I was locked up for nearly 5 years. I lost a lot of weight. I look like a skeleton. I didn't get medical or dental care. And I was beaten so badly in Leavenworth simply because I would not eat non-kosher food or remove my yarmulke that I am now dealing with a significant head injury. And I cannot get treatment for it in eastern Iowa. And that's because of things I've written about the medical, the hospitals around here, all of which are true. And if they weren't true, my website, I could be sued by, and hospitals are very powerful entities. They would have no problem suing me except everything I wrote about them was true. And if you want to find out what I've written about people, you can find that out by browsing www.freeworldkgb.freeservers.com. Everything on that website is true. I faced powder and shot just because the people who I had hired to help me with the surveillance that we did were graduates of correctional facilities. So I really had to check out everything they were giving me. So I did. I have been the subject of assassination attempts over 24 times. The last assassination attempt on my life occurred when the citizens of Calamus, Iowa, firebombed my home.
Okay. Alrighty. So let me take a look at your information. You've got the address and the names of the people you would want to write a letter to if you want to ask for money or sue us or whatever you'd like to do.
I don't want to sue you.
No,
I
know you
really don't want to, but I'd like to get my month of service back.
Yeah, right.
So what we're going to do, since this is most of my Social Security check this month that I spent on this phone.
Okay.
And to sue you, I would have to leave the room that I just was able to obtain. You know how hard it is for me to obtain a room with the undeserved criminal record that I have. I mean, there's no way I'm going to pass a background check.
Yeah.
The only reason I was able to find a room is because I had to put an ad on Craigslist and told people I'm an Orthodox Jew and what's happened to me, and a very nice Christian lady has rented me a very nice room. But until then, I was living in the street. When I got out of prison, I was able to use the newspaper or Craigslist or some other entity and call people about rooms they were renting. And by the time I was able to go to the bank, withdraw the money that I had just received on my Social Security check, and take it to pay rent, I was informed by people that the police, who are eavesdropping on my phone calls, were just at their house, and it's just going to be too much trouble for them to house me. So I know this is going on, Monty. I know it's going on. I lived on the street for nearly a year after I got out of prison. Of course, like when I was doing the surveillance, I had a car though, but I was still living in the street. I would spend 21 hours a day in my car, and I get a few hours of sleep at home. I got people I gotta watch. I got crews. I got surveillance crews, people with video cameras that I bought. As a matter of fact, when I became involved in this, I spent the better part of $7,000 out of my Merrill Lynch account, which goes to show you what happened to my retirement money, and hired people who were graduates of correctional facilities. And we were able to gain access to many family-run drug cartels in the Quad Cities, and we caught everybody who was using the street as an office to sell drugs, and we even caught their pig friends who are helping them sell cocaine and other narcotics interstate. Look at my website. It's all there.
Okay.
Thanks for your time, Monty.
Yep.
Look, I would like to receive notice from your office that my service is not going to be cut off because you're going to reimburse me the 20 days that I've been having so much trouble staying online.
Okay. Yeah, let me take a look at what's open for trouble tickets and what the issues are, and
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
I think
All right.
I think that's more than fair.
Okay.
Thank you.